Hello and welcome everybody, what is going on? So we're here today to do One Piece manga chapter 891 live reaction. And it's been a while since I did the last One Piece chapter. I think it was before the holidays because I went away on the holidays. So it's been quite a long time, so it was last year, a whole year ago. But I personally, I know the community doesn't feel that way really, but personally, I've enjoyed One Piece a lot last year. So I feel like that we're gonna move on into this year, obviously, with good spirits. I think we're gonna, have great chapters, and obviously now the thing that's on everyone's mind is really Wano, or the Reverie. Personally, I'm like, I want to see Wano as well, Wano more than anything real, just because Oda himself is hyping it up so much. But I also feel like people are just a little bit impatient right now, and I feel like you need to just dial back a little bit and just calm down and relax a little bit. I don't know. That's just what I think, in all honesty. So that's just the way it is. But yeah, let's actually move on to the actual chapter. It's called Believing in Me. Now we're actually gonna read this on Manga stream. I had a look on. Basically, the first thing I always do when a new chapter comes out is basically I get a notification from like the One Piece subreddit. But there was no Jamini's box notification, so I'm guessing it's just Manga stream so far. I'm not really early with the chapter either. I was gonna do this chapter. I stayed awake. I stayed awake all night today, wait for the chapter to drop, and it didn't drop. So then I went to bed, and now I woke up and I was like, the chapter is out. Perfect. So the chapter is out, and let's actually read the chapter. Like I said, it's One Piece chapter 891, Believing in Me. On the front we see Leo and the one dude whose name I really can't remember right now, who is the commander of the Dressrosa army, dropping into the lives of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet Pirate Fleet Volume 23. Leo arc. Boys, we're gonna rebuild every last building in this town. Okay, so that's what they're planning on doing. Considering that they can cultivate any plant, I know that hasn't really anything to do with building, but that just shows you how good their attention to detail is. So building houses, obviously having the strength to lift and everything, and just having the strength to essentially build the houses, that says a lot. You can just see at the bottom left of the page, you can just see the one Tontata, that looks old and whatnot, and another Tontata just like, carrying a log of wood. They're just very strong. I mean, people have mixed feelings about the Tontata. I'm in the camp where I don't necessarily dislike them. I don't necessarily like them. They're just meh. Definitely not my favorite race. My favorite race would have to be the Minx right now. But people have mixed feelings about them. Anyway, page 2 is just a Manga Stream's front page, and page 3, Leo for Pirate King. Well, somebody, well, well, no comment on that. I mean, no comment on that. If he's the new MC, I think a lot of people would drop the show, to be fair. Wheat Island, Soft Flower Town. The chaos continues. So this is the donut town. You can clearly tell. Well, no, it's Wheat Island. But donut, bread. I just like the cartography really of like these islands. I just like the overall aspect of these islands. They just look so unique, all of them, every single one. Mirrors have been crashed, so does that mean we're back in the mirror world then with Luffy and Katakuri? That surprised me. Damn, that Straw Hat, is he really that strong? I can't believe his fight with Lord Dogtooth. Yeah, that's why I don't use Manga Stream. I really dislike them using Dogtooth. I can't believe his fight with Lord Dogtooth, of all people, in the mirror world has gone on for this long. Why does this one guy in the background have like a mask on, like a half split mask with like the Usopp nose, like the thing? He looks a little bit like Soga King. Whole Cake Island. It's already 9:30 this soir. To think that it's dragged on this long. The reports of mirrors breaking across the island won't stop coming in. And we've got Morgan, Stussy, Montdor, and what's that? Is that Count Chicken? Or is that Duke? Whichever one that is, honestly. I really can't tell. Foo. Want to hear something interesting, friends? What is it, Lady Stussy? The Tama tobacco, you took it from the Straw Hats, right? That big explosion, the bugs, was that cause... is that gonna cause them issues? Is that gonna cause, like, why is she ratting them out? Like, that page wouldn't, those 2 panels would not be there for nothing. I feel like, I don't want to say it, but I feel like Sanji's cake is gonna, like, I don't know. Like, Sanji's cake is not gonna be sufficient enough or whatever. And like Big Mom, then it's like it's gonna be enough to get her back into a mental state, and then they find out that the box, the tobacco box that blew the cake off and everything. You know, I mean, Luffy technically destroyed the cake, I know, but they, you know, I don't know how this is gonna come back, because that wouldn't just be there for nothing. I don't know how this is gonna come back, if that's gonna have like a few, like they wouldn't just have the panel there, especially not with Stussy, who everyone is now wary of, because obviously she works for CP Aegis Zero, so. I don't know. I guess we'll see ultimately in the long term. Like casually drinking tea. Well, what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? Mirror World. Today too, you are as perfect and wonderful as always, brother Dogtooth. And what's taking so long, snipers? What's that kind of sniper? That's a sword. Who is that? I don't know who that is, but like he's got like a sniping scope. Oh no, that's a, oh, never mind. I thought that was a sword. I thought, he had a sword, and then like while the sword was coming out, there was like a sniper rifle in there. But no, that's a it's just a crossbow. I see. What's taking so long, snipers? We've been shooting for a while now, but and how many have you hit? So they're aiming for Luffy, and Luffy he's moving around so fast we can't. No, yeah, you useless. And the person. Is that a kid? I don't know, because like the arm is just tiny, but the person stabs like this. What do you even call it? The sniper. He stabs him with a fork. Yeah. I have 41 older brothers, and 40 of them have selected me as the winner of the Best Little Sister Award. I'm super popular. But Brother Dogtooth is a favorite of all for 38 of his little sisters. And he's beloved by his little brothers as well. I've got a lot of rivals. Okay. So, you know, wasn't this one dude, alright? Wasn't this one dude on Kakao Island? Like this like polar bear dude on that panel, like page 4 manga stream, bottom panel. And like pretty much in the middle, like this, he's a mink. I'm assuming he's a mink. Like I'm pretty certain that this guy was on Kakao Island. So he shouldn't be in the Mirror World. I don't know. That's just a tiny little thing, but still, everyone wants to be. So, so that's the person that was stabbing the person. Then everyone wants to be Dogtooth's favorite, but I am the most beloved little sister. I am the girl that'll become the little... that'll become the little sister... Ah, of course. Of course. Translated out. Yes, she says king and not queen. It's a trap. I'm going to help my brother here and score some brownie points. We understand, Lady Flambe. Okay. We underlings want Dogtooth to love us too. No one gives a crap about you idiots. Alright, so okay, so she just wants to be essentially in the good graces of things. She's got, I don't know what she's got, but she's got like, I don't know whether is that a sword? Or is that it looks more like a lance. She's got that strap on her, so like I can't really tell what it is. I feel like it's either a sword or a lance. The bubble is in a way, that's the issue, so I can't really tell. Anyway, Charlotte family, 33rd daughter, 15-year-old Charlotte Flambe, Katakuri fan club leader and special forces captain. Alright. Alright. Special forces captain. What does that mean? Like the snipers and whatnot. So would that might be a sniper rifle. That might be a sniper rifle that he's got, not a lance or a sword, but a sniper rifle. That she's got like in the thing on the back in the yeah, well, in the thing. Besides, for an enemy to give my brother this much trouble, no one should bear witness to this. He should always be perfect. I don't want anyone to lose their love for him. So what? Are they gonna interfere? Are we gonna have someone actually interfere with Luffy and Katakuri's battle again? Again, like Brule. Now Flambe. Who's next? Tante, I don't know. We're just gonna have people interfere. Truth be told, no, he isn't exactly having trouble. It's just that his opponent is persistent. He's taking wounds that should have been fatal many times now, and he's been bleeding like a stuck pig. And yet he gets up. Well, that's Luffy for you. That's Luffy for you. And he gets up every time. It's hilarious. It's pathetic. Just you see, you blood-soaked, filthy. Well, he's called Monkey D. Luffy. But yeah, like that's Luffy for you. I mean, he's getting up, you know, just on pure willpower. I mean, look at what happened with Magellan. The guy got up regardless, and you know he was like A-OK pretty much at one point. And the what do you call it? The spiral donut, whatever it's called. I really forgot what the attack is called. The donut attack, like where the power mochi comes from. So he creates the donut right next to Luffy. Luffy's about to stand up. He slams down, but Luffy manages to dodge. Luffy goes backwards, unarmed, then uses his leg to kick. Katakuri dodges, just appears behind Luffy with his speed. He just appears behind Luffy. He can like okay, so he creates like multiple mini donuts behind Luffy, and all of them are punching Luffy. That was very nice, and that's just like something that's come to my attention recently. Where like the shift from like Katakuri being on the left and then suddenly going back to the right, and the right obviously signifying that he's right now in charge, that he's in power right now. So I mean that's something that I've found out recently. That's actually what happens with mangas, that like the directing art wise and whatnot, that if your character's on the right, he's the more dominant. Basically he's supposed to be the more powerful. So like when he does it, like his Gatling attack on page 8, he is clearly on the right, with Luffy being clearly on the left. But Luffy is just he's essentially being toyed with. I mean, he's still in base state, so you really shouldn't, you know, go up against Katakuri. Like, Gear 2nd, even that really shouldn't do much against Katakuri. Gear 3rd, like, I'm talking about just dodging, you know, just dodging his attacks. You know, he needs Gear 4th ultimately, and he can't go back into Gear 4th state. Anyway, did he just try to dodge that? Like Luffy's being punched, Luffy was looking at Katakuri like, bro, I'm not going down like this. Why? And while Katakuri's punches are still flying, he runs, he just jets, he dashes, like whips back his leg, almost like a gum, you know, leg kick, almost like, obviously it's mochi, and he's about to kick Luffy. Why won't they die? You're blasted eyes. And I don't know, like some sticky stuff comes out of his leg. I'm guessing that is like that looks like the thing from Berserk. You know, the thing with like the egg-shaped eye thingy thing. That's what it looks like. It was like a little ball. In one point, like just 3 things come out. So like eyes and the mouth. I don't know. And then it just disappears, and Luffy comes out from like the other side. Or is that a blast? I don't know. The Behelid, I think it's called. Yeah, exactly. The Behelid. Exactly. It looks like that, I think. Just the red Behelid. Anyway, I feel like, I don't know, I think Katakuri tried to trap Luffy, and Luffy was like, no, I'm not being trapped, and he just created a hole on the other side. I feel like that's what's happening right now. Like, that's what happened, but it could be that it was just an impact. No, it has to be that. It has to be that. But it says boom, 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 so I'm not really sure. I'm going to call him Dogtooth just to annoy people. Well, Nick, I'm going to remove your mod status then. I'm going to remove your mod status then. But Luffy's free. I don't think you get it. Like, just falling down is in itself shameful. And Katakuri is about to punch Luffy. Luffy dodges though. Like, Luffy's starting to dodge though. Like, he is starting to dodge. Empty threats, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Luffy dodges, gets back up on his feet. Katakuri hits his it's almost like his shoulder. Like he hits his shoulder, and then like he hits his right shoulder. So he like first he hits his left shoulder, then he hits his right shoulder, and Luffy's just like screaming, "Rah!" Frustrating, isn't it? You tried to stun, so I prevented you from stunning. You tried to throw a punch with your left hand, so I hit your left shoulder. You tried to throw a punch with your right hand, so I hit your right. Okay, so that's what essentially he was doing. Like that's why he hit his left and his right shoulder. That is what he's saying right now. Reminds me a little bit of like the Ezio quote from Assassin's Creed 2. When I was a young man, I had liberty, but did not see it. I had whatever. You know that quote. And as a result, you have been reduced to an idiot that can only grow frustrated. This is what it means to be read like a book. Attacks have willpower behind them and aura to them. Don't just flail about wildly, Luffy. So I'm guessing that's Rayleigh that was saying that. Like, Luffy looks genuinely beat up. Like, he's been in a bad situation, but I mean, he hasn't really gotten a hit in. Like, besides, you know, Katakuri looking tired, and like the wound that he got like early when Luffy first activated Gear 4th, he's not really gotten a hit in. Like, Luffy, like, that Katakuri, you know, he can tank a hit. Like, he took Gear 4th's hit, so he can take hits, but Luffy hasn't really gotten much damage in. And I don't know how much longer Luffy, I mean, Luffy has, you know, Luffy, we all know he can tank hits for days as well, but there's got to be a limit, surely. You know, there's got to be a limit, surely. Anyway, don't just flail about wildly. So, Katakuri uses Power Mochi, and Luffy uses Gear 3rd. And Katakuri kicks Luffy. Why does Katakuri kick Luffy? Power Mochi was equal to a Gear 4th punch. It was equal to deflect not Power Mochi, sorry, Square Mochi, Square Power Mochi, you know, that comes from the donuts. It was able to deflect what do you call it? I think it was King Kong gun. So, I mean, Gear 3rd, you know, should have no, like an elephant gun should have no chance against the Power Mochi. Like, this should be like a one-sided crush. And I know there's going to be people that say, oh, yeah, you're just hating Luffy and whatnot. But no. Consistency. I mean, what? Well, anyway. So, while they're holding each other off, Katakuri decides to kick Luffy with his leg. I was right. While infrequently, he is managing to see the future. Just like, I mean, isn't that a nature of... I mean, yes, okay, Luffy is starting to see the future. But, I mean, he did that. Okay, I'm going to deviate a little bit before I move on to the next page. He did that in Marineford. I know people are saying, no, Mihawk showed him... No, Luffy did that, right? Luffy saw the future in Marineford. So, for me, perhaps I'm the only one that thinks that way, but for me, like, observation haki should always... It was, like, always been a way to, like, predict movement. It was always a way to... anticipate your opponent's attack. I mean, if you look at Enel, Enel, he was like, oh, a kick with the left hand, a kick with the right hand. They knew what was happening, So, observation haki should always have been, a way to predict movement. Now, perhaps it shouldn't have been, Katakuri, he seems to be able to predict the future in, like, multiple seconds ahead. Like, he seems to be able to predict it, like, 10 seconds ahead or so. And it's not just about sensing your opponent also, it's about anticipating their movement. And if you want to anticipate someone's movement, you kind of looking into their future, kind of seeing what they act or what they're acting on. So, I don't know, does that mean like Luffy's growing? Or like, is he gaining a new skill? That obviously depends on your interpretation of observation haki. Now, I personally always was of the mind that, observation haki, you always, like everyone that knows observation haki, can see or anticipate like the immediate future. So like you can see like 0.0000001 second into the future. when Kyoukai is like the only one that trained so far, so he trained so much that he can actually see multiple seconds into the future. But maybe not. Well, I was right. While infrequently, he's managing to see the future just like me. So maybe that means I'm wrong. And it seems like Luffy is now starting to actually learn the ability to actually see into the future. In the middle of the battle. In the middle of the battle, out of nowhere. Alright. I mean, first he's keeping up with like the power mochi attack, the square mochi. And now he's infrequently managing to see into the future. Sure. Page 12. Don't get... finally! Where has it been? It's such a Deus Ex Machina. Why has Kyoukai suddenly got his trident on page 12? What, like, it wasn't there on page 11. And suddenly he's got his trident again. Like, what is going on? Like, just a trident just appears out of nowhere. Just like, I feel like drawing a trident now. I feel like drawing a trident. Like, he doesn't even use the trident. He used it for like one chapter where he did like his where he did like his mole attack, and that was it. He never used his trident again after that. Don't get up. Your big plan is no secret to us. Kakao Island at 1 a.m. Of course, your friends will be crushed before they can make it to Kakao Island. Waiting for them are my little brothers and their battleships, and they await you too, should you manage to make it out of here. So, there's just too much going on. That's the issue. But I will make it out of these mirrors. I promise. Alright. Well, have you even been listening? And we switch to Beidou's ship at sea. Beidou's ship, we did it. It's okay. So they finally completed the cake. Totally completed the cake. It's finished. A supreme wedding cake capable of stopping Big Mom in her tracks. That looks identical. I mean, it was always supposed to look identical. But that looks identical to the cake that Strusum did. A supreme wedding cake capable of stopping Big Mom in her tracks. What a sublime fragrance. I feel faint. I can't even describe it. We don't even need to put in any poison in it. The deliciousness will carry you straight to heaven, Big Mom. So much to the mafia, eh? So much to the mafia in One Piece. Like, yeah, we don't need to put any poison in it. The deliciousness will carry you straight into the heavens. As if this is Toriko. Hey, Nick. As if this is Toriko. Where's my Toriko? Wedding cake. Get the bits some cake. Bitches love cake, eh? They do. Page 14. View. Lady Pudding. I'm so glad we made it in time. And all the chefs are fainting. Oi, are you LOTGH? The cooks are fainting. What a cruel cooking process. Pudding, chiffon, you both made this possible. Thank you so much. With this cake, I'm sure I'll be able to save my friends. And we get Tsundere Pudding.
I wondered about that. We may have finished this cake, but your friends may already be dead, you know. And even if they are alive, Mama may not even like this cake. Then we'll have to carry this cake all this way for nothing, Sanji, my dear.
How can you say that, Pudding?
I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. How could I have said such a thing?
Well, we've got to go meet up with them anyway. I'll make the best... Alright, Toriko later tonight. I'll hold you to that. I'll make the best cake ever. And, well, you've already made the cake, Sanji. I'll make the best cake ever and stop Big Mom. Because they are. And then we switch back to the mirror world. I'll clobber you and definitely make it out of these mirror. Because they are believing in me. Alright. Alright. That was like some very nice panels, those two, with like Sanji, Luffy, and Katakuri suddenly on the left now. The whole time he was on the right, this time he's suddenly on the left. Is that foreshadowing? I don't know. But they are believing in me, alright. Like, even, like, going back to like, even Sanji looks like full of sweat. You know, he looks exhausted. Anyway, page 16. Brah. So we see Monster Chopper. Monster Point Chopper. Finally, fam. Finally. What in the world? What in the world is that? Your ship is just filled with monsters. Isn't like Paris Barry. He looks ecstatic. Like, oh, another monster. Awesome. Chopper, it's useless. Even so, I've gotta do something. Come and try me, Big Mom. At the very least, I can grab you and jump, taking you down to the depths with me. Well, all right. What the heck is this? So, what happened to Prometheus? Like, he just suddenly turned into like quite literally the sun. I mean, he was a sun previously, but before he was just a tiny flame. Now he's the actual sun. Ha 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 ha! Mama. Run as far as you wish. We somehow made it this far, and even though Sanji will be here any minute now, it was quite fun. Now then, the cake. At that size, even ocean water won't do a thing. So that's a Yonko's soul. Now me spot something. What? Well, you can hear the dogs outside. What is this wonderful aroma? So Sanji's ship is arriving. They are here, and One Piece will be on break next week. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Is that the end of the chapter? Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. Alright. So Sanji has arrived. There's so much that actually happened in this chapter when you think about it. Like, Sanji arrived. You know, the conflict between Luffy and Katakuri continues. So there's so much going on in this chapter. But I don't know. One of my issues for this arc, and pretty much my only issue for this arc, has been the way that Big Mom has honestly been handled, how she's been treated. And I feel like, you know, like every time she's about to do something, something gets in the way. Anytime, you know, she's about to, you know, do anything, something happens. There's this theory that Joy Boy Theory actually made recently, which you should check out, about like Big Mom's eyes and like her illness and whatnot. And you know, it's interesting. It's an interesting theory. I just totally disagree with it totally, but it's an interesting theory. But like I feel like Big Mom isn't competent. Like she is, obviously she's powerful and whatnot. You know, she's obviously a threat, but she isn't competent enough. Is that Pudding is apparently 13 or 14 years old. Okay, why would they think that? I don't know. But yeah, like that's been my issue for like incompetence of Big Mom, is that considering how strong she is. Like, let me ask you this, guy, right? If this wasn't Big Mom, but instead someone like, say, Kaido, would like the Straw Hats have gotten this far for this long? I will say absolutely not. I mean, we've not seen much of Kaido, but again, that's my issue with her. Like, obviously she is strong, obviously she's a threat, but she just isn't. I mean, you could say, okay, the main characters have plot armor and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, come on. There's plot armor, and then there's escaping from Big Mom for like 10 hours, and it's like, yeah, there has to be some limits. That's been my one issue of Whole Cake Island so far. But like, Sanji arriving just in the nick of time, whispering up the straws are about to, you know, get burned to a crisp. You could say that's a plot armor as well, but I mean, that we saw him already leaving. We saw him already on the way, so I mean, that's not really that thing. Now, 35th daughter is Pudding. The 35th daughter introduced in this chapter is 15. Well, well, that is either a mistake or Pudding is adopted. Or Pudding is adopted, or Oda is just tripping. One of these three. So I don't know. Yeah, but back to the chapter. Like, Luffy seen into the future, awesome. Finally, you know, developing perhaps a bit too soon. You know, if this happened perhaps in like 892, that would have been a different story, perhaps. You know, I feel like people, haven't seen, obviously, I've not seen a response yet, but I feel like people are gonna be salty about Luffy advancing so far, or so quickly so far, you know. It all depends on like where you estimate Luffy to be. I feel like that's all that really matters, and I feel personally I thought that Luffy's gonna learn Awakening before anything else, because he's taking a beating right now. You know, he's relying on his devil fruit. He's seen how Katakuri is using Awakening. You know, against Doflamingo, he really didn't fight much or long against, you know, Doflamingo's Awakening. He fought for like, I think it was like 4 chapters in total. There was a massive break between the fight, but there was like 4 chapters in total. But against Katakuri, he's actually seen how Katakuri is using his Awakening, how he is, you know, interfering with it, how he is developing it, how he is just using Awakening to turn a battle into his favor. So I feel like, especially considering the similar nature of power, you know, Luffy and Katakuri's, I feel like Awakening would have been the logical step, not the advancement in Observation Haki. If anything, perhaps Conquest Haki, considering that we've not really, besides, you know, taking out fodders, Conquest Haki has not really had much of a use. Now maybe that will happen once we see Shanks or whatever. But I mean, the fight was good. I'm a little bit wary right now because obviously we've got Flambe, who was introduced in this chapter, and it looks like she wants to interfere with the battle once it takes a wrong turn. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see ultimately. I mean, we're on a break right now. There's a video I've planned for next week. I had already planned, you know, to do once the next break happened. And considering that next break is next week, so there's a video I'm planning on doing for One Piece. It's gonna be more like a discussion / theory. One that I've been thinking about for a while now, but I've not seen anyone make a theory of, so I'm gonna do that. And it involves Luffy's mother. That's all I'll say. But yeah. I mean, overall the chapter was good. You know, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just good. And the Luffy vs Katakuri fight, I just hope that we don't switch back and forth, because honestly, it almost feels a little bit like the Lucci fight. But the Lucci fight, you know, there was so much more to it. You know, you had all the other fights finish, and then you had like Luffy vs Lucci fight, you know, properly excel. But with this one, it just feels like Luffy's now already excelling. Like he's already starting to see, you know, the future, to be able to do this, to be able to do that. And I feel like that should all happen like once all the other plot points are finished. That's when like that should happen, because right now it's just happening in the middle of the fight. It just feels so disjointed, really, that Luffy's getting a power up ultimately while all this other stuff is going on, if that makes sense. Did you watch Chibi's video regarding Luffy? I've not actually watched any of Chibi's videos at all. Back in the day, like 2 or 3 years ago, I did, but not now, to be fair. Have a look at it afterwards. But yeah, I don't want to give away too much about my theory, but I'll say, nah, actually I won't say anymore, because if I say what I want to say, then that's going to give it away a lot. But well, I'll see you guys next time. I will see you guys next time. Like I said, no, overall, not a bad chapter, not necessarily like an awesome chapter, just pretty much solid, pretty much a good chapter. But yeah, I will see you guys next time, and until then, peace out, everyone. And let me actually find the thing. There it is. Peace out, everyone, and have a nice day. Bye.